Welcome to our deep dive into foods that fare better outside the refrigerator. While refrigeration is a common method to preserve food, not everything benefits from the chill. Certain foods actually lose their flavor, texture, and spoil faster when kept cold. Today we'll explore 9 such foods that truly shine at room temperature. You'll learn what they are, why it happens, and how to store them properly to get the best taste and freshness. Let's start with tomatoes. It's instinctive to toss tomatoes into the fridge, but this is one of the worst things you can do for their flavor. Cold temperatures damage their cell membranes, disrupting the texture and making them mealy. The cold also stops the production of flavor compounds, leaving tomatoes bland. Instead, store them on your counter, away from direct sunlight. If they're underripe, a sunny windowsill helps them ripen fully. Next are potatoes. Potatoes are mostly starch, and when refrigerated, that starch quickly turns into sugar. This causes potatoes to taste oddly sweet and develop a gritty texture when cooked. Cold storage can also increase the risk of harmful compounds when high heat is used. To store potatoes properly, place them in a cool, dark, dry area like a pantry or cellar. Use a paper bag or open box to allow airflow and prevent moisture buildup. Now onions. Onions thrive in dry, well-ventilated places. In the fridge, moisture makes them soft, mushy, and prone to mold. Plus, storing onions near potatoes speeds up spoilage because of gases potatoes emit. To store onions best, keep them in a mesh bag, basket, or even an old pantyhose knotted between bulbs. Hang them in a cool, dry place to maximize their shelf life and keep them fresh and flavorful longer. Garlic, like onions, prefers room temperature. Refrigerating garlic introduces humidity, encouraging mold growth and early sprouting. Once garlic sprouts, its flavor changes and becomes sharper. To store garlic properly, place whole bulbs in a breathable container like a basket or mesh bag. Keep it away from direct sunlight and high humidity. Once you break open a bulb, use the individual cloves within about 10 days for the best taste. Bread is another food many people mistakenly refrigerate. Cold temperatures cause the starch in bread to recrystallize quickly, making it go stale faster. Bread becomes dry and crumbly instead of staying soft. To keep bread fresh for a few days, store it in a bread box, paper bag, or airtight container at room temperature. If you have extra bread, freezing it is better than refrigerating. Slice it before freezing so you can thaw only what you need. Honey is nature's perfect preservative. It doesn't spoil easily and can last forever if stored properly. Refrigerating honey causes it to crystallize, turning thick and gritty. Although crystallized honey is still safe to eat, it's harder to use. Store honey in a tightly sealed container at room temperature, away from sunlight and heat. Fun fact: archaeologists found edible honey in Egyptian tombs that were thousands of years old, still perfectly preserved. Coffee lovers, listen up. Coffee beans and grounds are hygroscopic, meaning they absorb moisture and odors easily. Keeping coffee in the fridge leads to stale flavors and loss of aroma. Instead, store coffee in an opaque, airtight container in a cool, dark cupboard. Avoid the fridge and freezer unless you're storing a large amount long-term. Freshly ground coffee especially deserves a good, dry, airtight home to stay rich, flavorful, and aromatic. Basil is a delicate herb that hates the cold. When refrigerated, basil wilts quickly, turns black, and loses its lovely aroma. Instead, treat basil like a bouquet of fresh flowers. Trim the stems and place them in a glass of water on your countertop. You can even loosely cover the basil with a plastic bag to create a mini greenhouse. Change the water every couple of days to keep the basil vibrant and fresh longer. Avocados need special care. If you refrigerate unripe avocados, their ripening process slows dramatically, keeping them hard for a long time. Let avocados ripen naturally at room temperature in a fruit bowl. To speed up ripening, put them in a paper bag with a banana or apple, which releases ethylene gas. Once your avocado is ripe and soft, you can refrigerate it to extend its freshness by a few extra days without over-ripening. Understanding the right storage methods can dramatically improve your food's flavor, texture, and shelf life. Keeping these 9 foods at room temperature means better taste and less waste. Instead of mealy tomatoes, gritty potatoes, or moldy onions, you get produce at its best. Small changes in storage can make a big difference not just for your meals, but also for your grocery budget by cutting down on spoiled food. There are bonus tips worth knowing. Peaches, plums, and nectarines also prefer room temperature until they're fully ripe. After that, refrigerating them helps extend their life by a few days. Tropical fruits like bananas, pineapples, and mangoes are sensitive to cold damage, so keep them on the counter. If you notice bananas browning too fast, you can wrap their stems in foil to slow down the release of ethylene gas. Chocolate also fares better at room temperature. Refrigerating chocolate often causes a white film called sugar bloom to appear. It's still safe to eat, but alters the texture and appearance. Store chocolate in a cool, dry place, ideally around 65 degrees to 70 degrees. If your home is too warm, wrap the chocolate tightly before refrigerating and let it come to room temperature slowly before eating for the best taste and texture. When organizing your kitchen, think about creating different zones. Have one area for produce that loves room temperature, another for refrigerated items, and a cool, dry spot for root vegetables like onions and potatoes. Investing in a few simple tools like breathable produce bags, airtight coffee jars, and a good bread box can help keep your food fresher longer and protect their original taste and quality. Food is not just about nourishment, it's about experience. The rich flavor of a sun-ripened tomato, the silky texture of a perfectly ripe avocado, the irresistible smell of fresh brewed coffee, these small joys add up. By storing food properly, you preserve these experiences. Every thoughtful choice you make about storage turns your everyday meals into something more delicious, enjoyable, and satisfying. Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into foods that fare better outside the refrigerator. Simple adjustments in how we store our food can protect taste, save money, and reduce waste. Remember, good food deserves good treatment. Take a little extra care with these 9 foods and you'll be rewarded with better flavor, better texture, and meals that are simply more enjoyable. Happy storing, and even happier eating. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe. Health/YouTube channel for more informative videos.